America's Journey Collection brand, now available at boutiques on the go. From statement shirts to inspiring accessories, wear confidence your way. Shop online today at boutiquesonthego.online. That's boutiquesonthego.online.
The American Cancer Society is launching Voices of Black Women, the largest ever study focused on Black women's health. This groundbreaking initiative is aimed at understanding health conditions like cancer so we can learn how to improve overall health among Black women. If you're a Black woman between 25 and 55 with no history of cancer, you can join by completing an online survey and short follow-ups twice a year. Your voice matters, because together we can uncover the root causes of cancer disparities and build a healthier future for generations to come. Learn more and enroll today at voices.cancer.org.
Day 1, diagnosis day. The hardest day. The day you hear,
"I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer."
But day 1 is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
Listen to the home of the 5K Gruber Cash Giveaway. 101.7 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 101.7 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. Fans of the Milwaukee Public Museum have one more year to enjoy it. The museum will remain open for all of 2026, while construction on the new Nature and Culture Museum of Wisconsin is being completed. To celebrate, the museum will host a year-long celebration of their greatest hits, with themes focused on the museum's most iconic and beloved exhibits, including the streets of Old Milwaukee. The last day to visit the current museum will be January 3rd, 2027. The new museum is set to open in the spring of 2027. Over 70 cities across the Badger State will receive funding to improve drinking water quality. Governor Tony Evers and the Department of Natural Resources announced more than $280 million has been allocated for financial assistance through the Safe Drinking Water Loan Program. The funding will help cities with water infrastructure projects, including those that address contaminants such as PFAS and nitrates. Municipalities will start receiving the funding over the next year. A DoorDash driver charged with killing a Canadian tourist in Sheboygan Falls pled not guilty in court Monday afternoon. 35-year-old Luis Cruz Burgos is charged with the first-degree reckless homicide for the murder of Giovanni Robinson from Ontario back in September. Robinson was visiting with friends on a golf outing when investigators say they attempted to negotiate a ride home from a bar. As they were walking away, someone fired the gunshot that killed Robinson from a car registered to Cruz Burgos. He's due back in court for a scheduling conference in January. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on the new 101.7 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what, because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. You know, I've noticed my diction changes based on the radio station I'm on, right? I use much more Ebonics when I'm on the Truth than I do when I'm on our sister station, 620 WTMJ. I just noticed that. The slurring of words and stuff like that, the way it comes out. But I just find it interesting. Speech is fickle. You know what I'm saying? Speech is different. One of the things that I've noticed about it is that how we talk and listening to what people say is interesting to me, because we live in a world now where people get upset about what you say. People will lose their mind because they don't want you to say something when, in fact, you have every right to say whatever you want. People may not like it. People might get upset about it, but there's really not a lot you can do. And I've been victim of that here at 1017 The Truth. Many times I get a lot of people that are fans that get upset with something I say. And they'll put in the talk and text, 833-212-1017, or they'll jump in the YouTube chat at 1017thetruth.com, and they'll tell me, well, you can't say that. And I always ask them, well, but why not? And usually it's well, that's not nice, or it might hurt somebody's feelings. And I said, so where do my feelings or what I think play a part? Am I to just shut up saying what I'm saying because somebody doesn't like it? Am I to not talk about something that I agree with or disagree with because somebody else doesn't like it? We've ruined careers, lives, jobs, people because somebody said something we didn't like. But I was always taught that you have a right to say whatever it is you want to say, no matter how offensive, no matter how mean, no matter how jarring, because just like them, you have the same right. But for some reason, we have this, and I know I talked about it last week or so, but the conversation came back up because somebody didn't agree with somebody else. And then when someone else spoke up, they told them those same 4 words. You can't say that. And I thought, well, why can't they say that? Why can't somebody tell you something that you don't want to hear? Why can't somebody spout something that you don't want to hear? I've never understood that, because you have options. You could turn off social media. You can go play a game. You could watch a movie. There's so many other things you could do. And if it's in person, get up and leave. Like, it is literally your right. And if the other person is offended, that's their problem. The problem is, I think we agree too much, that there's not enough discussion, that there's not enough pushback so that we can get the best idea and the best innovative things happening. That's the problem with our city council. That's the problem with our state legislature. That's the problem with our federal government. We want everybody to follow along, everybody to play by the rules, everybody to vote in the same way. And that is just not how America was created. Use those things in America, in a country that you say wasn't built for you, wasn't created for you, and doesn't really hold you in any high esteem as a black person. Use it to your advantage. There's so many other things in the world where you can win, that you're worried about something that one person said. The vitriol that happened when Charlie Kirk got killed. Why? The fact that they killed Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King because of what he said. Makes no sense. If you disagree, shut up and go about your business. If you disagree, shout it from the rooftops. But to harm another person, to take away their ability to work and live and grow and prosper and take care of their family, it's ridiculous. When did it become illegal or unethical or immoral to hear something you don't like? When did it become so ensconced? And I had the same thing when Obama was in office. I worked with people and it was like all they could talk is nonstop how the country is going to fall into a hole and everybody's going to die and he's going to ruin the economy and everything's going to happen. And I'm like, what is wrong with you that you wake up in the morning and all you think about is President Barack Obama? Like, is that your life? Well, I don't like something he said. Okay. Same thing with Donald Trump. You all just go out of your mind to the point where we'll talk about a different subject, and somehow you pull in Donald Trump and the fact that he's a felon, and it has absolutely nothing to do with it because you don't like hearing something that he said. It's to the point now, and I had this thought the other day, I don't remember if I said it, but I think politics has overtaken religion. That you would rather follow something politically than you would religiously. That you would think your Christianity, your belief in Islam, your being a Buddhist or whatever, would shape the way that you deal with people. Today, I see why America is not a quote-unquote Christian or religious nation anymore. You let politics take over your life. Politics has taken up space in your brain, whether you're liberal or conservative. And that's unfortunate because you continually hear what you don't like and you get mad. You keep saying you want to say what you want to say and you have a right to say what you want to say. Take this on for size. Always remember that hearing what you don't like being said by somebody you don't like, that is freedom of speech.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 101.7 The Truth. Need a way to hype up your day?
This is Lorenzo.
Lorenzo, you just won $5,000!
What would would you do with $5,000?
That's great for a couple months.
Yes!
There you go.
Yes.
Y'all just made me happy.
Stay tuned into 1017 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
Can we hold something?
Y'all holler back at y'all.
I got money now.
Talk to these people in terms of how do I register for this program despite my reservations and my previous experiences of rejection?
Yes, I tell anybody and everybody that you can buy a house. It may take somebody longer than the other person depending on what your circumstances is with your credit and income and affordability, but you can purchase a house. The first step would be is to register for our program. You can come to our office, 7830 West Burleigh Street, or you can give us a call at 414-461-6330, or just go onto our website, hri-wi.org. Register for the First Time Home Buyer Education Workshop. That's going to be your first step to home ownership. During that class, you're going to learn everything that you need to know from A to Z, how to get approved for a house, how to look for a house and put an accepted offer, and how to close on a home.
You make time for everyone else, family, work, everything in between. Now it's time to take care of you. If you're 45 to 64 and don't have insurance or your plan doesn't cover screenings, you may qualify for free mammograms and Pap tests through the City of Milwaukee Health Department's Breast and Cervical Cancer Awareness Program. Call 414-286-2133 to see if you're eligible. Real self-care starts with your health, and early detection saves lives. Funded by Wisconsin Well Woman. Learn more at milwaukee.gov/wellwoman.
Elevate your game day gear or any outfit with official merchandise from the Milwaukee Bucks Pro Shop. From authentic jerseys to exclusive apparel and accessories, the Bucks Pro Shop has everything you need to showcase your fandom wherever you go. Cheer the deer to victory with authentic Milwaukee Bucks items. Visit us at the Bucks Pro Shop at Fiserv Forum or Bayshore Mall, or shop online at shop.bucks.com.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, there are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drug driving, and let's achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Departments of Health Services, Transportation, and Justice.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I said you're wasting all my time. I said you're wasting all my time. When you know the love is over, when you know the love is over, and I gotta keep moving on. I gotta keep moving on. Oh, we should.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I don't know what's really going on today. It's been a really weird day today. Okay, that's a lot. It's been a really strange day. And I don't understand what's happening today. I mean, let me think of something light to talk about, because we had another homicide overnight, and I'm just kind of done by it. You know, I'm just kind of done. I have a question. And I don't know if you'll answer it, but if you will, 833-212-1017 is the number. Also, that and anything else that's on your mind. And I want to find somebody who attended the Truth Summit on Saturday. I want to find somebody so they can tell me, how was it? You know, was it bad? Was it good? Something we should change? All that. I'm still mad at Kwanda because she wasn't there. I'm just saying. I'm still mad. Hey, what's up, SE? How you doing? Sylvia, good afternoon. Willie, hey. Lucretia, good afternoon. So I mean, I'm just putting it out there. If you have any comments or thoughts or statements about it, give me a call, 833-212-1017. So I guess I should ask DJ Brother Z, because he's the closest person here. Nowadays, I'm almost afraid to ask people, what's the word? I don't want to use the word traditional because people get offended by the word traditional, which is kind of weird to me, but okay. But do you sit down for Thanksgiving dinner, like as a group, as family?
Not really, no.
Okay. Is there any reason why? Is it because it's just not habit, or is it not? Like, I remember even growing up, when I was growing up, we had to come to the dinner table to eat. Me, my two sisters, my mother, we had to come to the dinner table. Okay, come sit down and eat. Right? Come here, sit down. Eat this, eat that. Matter of fact, I'll have to show you on my arm, I still have the scars of the burn that I got when I reached across the table to get something, and my mother was putting lima beans. People still eat lima beans? I think about the food that I ate when I was poor versus the food that I eat now, and some things I'd never go back to. Like my wife likes black eyed peas. I have never in my entire life, in the history of the world being alive, have I ever eaten black eyed peas. When I look at them, I go, ugh. And if I don't like how it looks, I'm not eating it. I've never tasted squid, any of those things. But I digress. So you're sitting at the table. Have you ever been with your family when it was a big family gathering? You do have family gatherings, right? Okay. And secrets come out. Like nobody's talking about what's going on, and all of a sudden a family secret come out. Have you ever had that come out? And if you're bold enough, tell me what it was. I doubt it. What family secret has come out over dinner? You know, like you're sitting there and we're having Thanksgiving dinner, and then the argument starts, and why so-and-so got beef with so-and-so, and then you find out, what? And then the secret's out. Have you ever had family secrets come out over the dinner table? Because, you know, Thanksgiving's coming up in what? 2 weeks? 1 week? 2 weeks? It's like every time Thanksgiving comes, it seems to be later and later and later in the month. Let me double check. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Yep, it's next week. So next week, y'all going to be, you know, building up. Building up and getting together at the dinner table. What kind of secrets have come out? Surprise! You know, like your brother, your cousin ends up being your brother. Or your cousin ends up being your uncle. You know, stuff like that. Okay. 833-212-1017 is the number. Dimitri, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Hey, Dr. Ken, how you doing? Good afternoon. Well, it's good evening to me, but good afternoon to you. How you doing?
Good.
I just wanted to chime in about the topic of freedom of speech. I love how you made the point about Barack Obama, because, see, when he was president of the United States, just like Trump, he was, and even now, that man has lived rent-free inside of a lot of folks' heads, and they know who they are. I don't have to say. And I feel to me, right now, there's no such thing as freedom of speech. There isn't.
And so why do you say that?
Well, it's too easy. I mean, we live in a cancel culture. You forgot to bring that up, but that's okay. I knew what you were talking about, but we live in this cancel culture to the extreme. Like you can't say nothing, or even if it's online. I mean, how far is this gonna go? You know, I mean, I'm not the type of person to go saying stuff to just offend people, but at the same time, we're supposed to have freedom of expression. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, it's just ridiculous to me. I mean, it's more like kind of like the society we're in right now, like a 1984 by George Orwell.
Right.
We're living in that kind of society.
Yes, we
everything's
are.
under control.
Yep.
Yes, mind control. You know, you have to control what you say and even think, especially in this era of AI. I mean, it's to the point now, I wouldn't put it past anybody. Call me crazy, say whatever you want, but with the technology we have now, I wouldn't be surprised to be able to read folks' minds and control them like that. You know, I'm just saying.
I hope that never happens.
You and me both. But no, there is no freedom of speech right now. You know, and like I said, with the advent of AI, that's just contributing to even more control and surveillance too. So, but
yeah,
what can you do?
Well, do you think that if we continue to lose control, what kind? Well, let me ask the question: what kind of country do you think we'll become if we turn into where people have to give you permission to talk, permission to spend, permission to live?
Jesus Christ. China, pick any type of communist country or country with communist ties or communist leans like China, North Korea especially, Russia. That's where we're headed, I think. If we don't, shape up, or if, the ones who are in power, the powers that be in this country don't shape up and try to realize, what they're doing as far as censoring people. That's another thing, censoring and controlling people's speech, you know what I'm saying, in their minds. We're going to end up, like I said, like China, Russia, North Korea. So,
well, then how do you feel about New York being taken over by a socialist mayor? Seattle now just elected a socialist mayor. When you read socialism and you realize you don't have to work for anything, New York is trying to get a tax. I'm sorry, California is trying to get a tax where they tax everybody who makes over a certain amount of money 5% of everything they own, whether it's cash or not. So let's say you have a house and your house is worth $300,000. You can't sell your house, but the fact that you own it and your house that you paid $120,000, and if you sell it, you get to keep that money after you sell it tax-free. They say because it's part of your estate or ownership at the time, if you own that $300,000 house because it's worth $300,000 and everything else adds up to $1 million, we want you to give us 5%. So you got to give me $50,000.
5% of $1 million.
No, 5% of whatever your estimated net worth is, whether it's liquid or not.
Oh, I don't know. I would have to think that over carefully. I'm not sure.
Well, if you live in California, you get to you get to quite possibly live like that.
Well, it's a possibility, and then again, I mean, it's a possibility that could happen here in Milwaukee. As slow as Milwaukee is, I mean, we're already seeing it in New York City, and like you said, Seattle. No. Out in California, not Seattle, California. I didn't mean to misquote you. And like I said, there's a chance that could happen here in Milwaukee, so people better think that over carefully. This mayor up in New York who's a socialist, and he's a Muslim too. I just wanted to clear that up too. I didn't want to offend anybody who's Muslim, because you got different sects, different kinds of Muslims.
Well, does it matter that they're Muslim?
That depends, because you got, like I said, you got different kinds. You got Shiite Muslims. You got the Muslims that follow.
Sunni. You got Shia. Yeah.
Sunni, yeah, the ones that follow Minister Farrakhan. You know, my barber, he's a Muslim. So, you know, me and him, we cool as I don't know what. But if it's like one of the radical kind, I don't know. I don't know nothing. I don't know too much about this man, but I want to do my homework and research on him to find out. You see what I'm saying?
Do you feel the same way about Christians, those radical Christians?
Oh, yes, I do. Because like I said, you have some a lot of good Christians who you know, follow their faith, their religion to a T. You know, I mean, just like you do Muslims, but you have Christians just like you do Muslims who use it for the wrong purposes. They take certain quotes or passages out of the Bible, and when they do things, they want to use those same quotes and passages not only in the Bible but in the Holy Quran to justify what they're doing. Those are the ones we need to be concerned about. Now, whether he's like that or not, I don't know, and I'm not going to stereotype him. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But getting back to the socialist part, that ain't gonna work. That's not gonna work.
Well, you know, we have a generation of kids, and I call them kids because they're, you know, 20, 30, 40 years younger than me. We have a generation of kids who strongly believe that they shouldn't have to work that hard, and that if other people have it, they should give it to them.
Oh, hell no. I mean, excuse my French. Oh, no, that's not going to work, especially with me, because I work. I mean, you work. I'm quite sure you're a hard-working man. You're a hard-working brother just like me. I'm not about to give my stuff over to some lazy bum, because that's just laziness. That's what it sounds like to me.
So is there a difference?
I see that.
So is there a difference between people that want it versus people that need it? Because there are some poor people that actually need help.
Yeah, there are people. I 100% agree with that. There are people that need help, but there are ones that can help themselves, but they just don't want to. And I see that where I work at the post office, where it's just the laziness is just off the chain. It's just unbelievable, especially with the younger generations, the so-called millennials and Gen Z. You know.
Well, try not to generalize, because, you know, there are a lot of them that work really hard and do great things and are doing great things.
Yeah, you're right. I try not to. Yeah, so what can you do?
Nothing.
Go out and burn some stuff. You're right. So
not a thing. All right.
But yeah, that's all right. Thanks a lot. Thanks for letting me chime in.
All right, take care. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. 833-212-1017 is the number. When we come back, talking text line, we got calls, we got the YouTube chat, and you. And now with 1017, The Truth Traffic, here is Debbie Lazica.
Well, we still have this accident southbound on 894, just about at Beloit Road. It is off on the right shoulder, and delays continue past that into the Hale interchange anyway, so just be careful with that. Westbound 94, you're seeing backups from 17th Street all the way to Hawley Road. Eastbound's got backups from Highway F through the Barker Road area to about Calhoun, and you're back on the brakes from 92nd Street to the Hawley Road area. Southbound 41, very heavy from Good Hope Road, pretty much all the way down past Hampton. Northbound's backed up from Mayfair Road all the way up past Silver Spring. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, becoming partly cloudy, a low of 36. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a high of 45. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazica on 1017 The Truth.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It starts with a spark. At Milwaukee College Prep, they nurture that spark from age 3 through 8th grade, building scholars with knowledge, character, and confidence. 88% of their students face economic hardship, but that does not define them. At MCP, they see students' potential, and they help them live up to that potential. 4 campuses, 1 mission. College and beyond, MCP is free, high-performing, and open to all Milwaukee families. Visit MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com to enroll or get involved. That's MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 101.7 The Truth.
What was the life change? You know, we all know it happened and we know things happen and you have bad kidneys, but what was the life change afterwards?
A couple things. Before they even allow you to get on the list, they make you go through a battery of tests. And, you know, a lot of people don't qualify because they're overweight or they have high blood pressure or high cholesterol. So all those things are requirements before you can even get approved to be on the list. So I had...
Wait, you got to be approved to be on the list?
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's interesting. There's a professional athlete or former professional athlete I know right now that has kidney disease and he's on dialysis and he wants to get on the list and he's not accepting all the things you have to do, you know, to get on the list. But yeah, so for me, I spent 30 years in the automobile industry. You know, that's 12, 14-hour days, eating whatever somebody brings you to eat, whatever you run out and grab, McDonald's, whatever. It was never salads and, you know.
Yeah, but that was a
water.
Choice, right?
It was a choice. Yeah. But I had to change all of that to even qualify to be on the list. I had to get down to the weight I had to be at. I had to get my phosphorus under control, my potassium under control.
Wait a minute, even though somebody said they would give you a kidney,
absolutely,
you had to still make yourself eligible?
Absolutely.
Nah, that's okay.
When I mentioned the athlete, his relative actually died, and they wanted to take his organs, and they couldn't because he wasn't qualified. He wasn't on the list. Wow. Yeah, you have to be.
So there are over 100,000 people on that waiting list. So they are very serious.
And how many donors do we have?
And that's the problem. We don't have nearly enough donors.
Wow.
And that's why it's such a critical need. But they are serious about who they're giving that gift of life to because there are so many people who are literally dying waiting for it.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This Associated Bank Sports Center update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Milwaukee Bucks lost 118-106 on the road to the Cleveland Cavaliers Monday night. Giannis Antetokounmpo was limited to 14 minutes after leaving the game with a groin strain. The Greek Freak was undergoing an MRI today to see the severity of the injury. Green Bay Packers running back Josh Jacobs is considered week to week after additional tests Monday showed no structural damage to the knee he injured in Sunday's win against the New York Giants. Jacobs left in the first half and was ruled out for the rest of the game. Packers head coach Matt LaFleur expressed initial concerns about the injury after Sunday's game, but on Monday he said there's a chance Jacob could be playing this weekend against the Minnesota Vikings. This True Sports Update was brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Work this overtime.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris, 36 minutes after the hour. It's College Month on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. We want to help our young scholars get those scholarship dollars. I can't read straight today. All month long, we'll be highlighting local universities who offer full tuition scholarships and local organizations who help students find thousands of dollars in scholarships each and every year. So, to be sure,
All you got to do is tune in to The Truth all month long so you don't miss this important information on how your student can go to college and be debt-free. College Scholarship Month on The Truth is sponsored by Marquette University. Be the difference at Educators Credit Union, achieving more together. G.
What the fuck is she doing?
Okay, I had to dump that right quick. Okay, so we both did it. Oh well. Eight 833-212-1017 is the number. The joys of live radio. So let me hit the talk and text line. So let me see. Talk and text line. There was considerable censorship during the COVID time. Yeah, it was. And also said, I'm enjoying the newest Ken Burns production on PBS, The American Revolution, talk about debate. I got it. I get it. But I'm looking for a broader point of view. I'm looking for a broader point of view when it comes to history. There are so many other things that were happening during those particular times. And all of the history I see and all of the historical documentaries and all the other stuff I see constantly are from a predominantly white point of view. And there are other things that other people contributed, but we never see that. We have to see it in the guise of a movie or some other thing that's all black, and then nobody white watches it because they don't really believe that it's real, or I don't know why they do. And that's a problem for me. The reason it's a problem for me is because we have whitewashed history too long. And I get it. The victory goes to the the spoils go to the victor, and if you win, you get to write the history. And I get that. I say just be accurate. And there's a lot of things that are not accurate about U.S. history. There are a lot of things that are lies, and they have become historical fact, and they need to be corrected. They need to be corrected. And until we do, love Ken Burns. I think I've worked on a couple of productions, at least one of Ken Burns, when I was working out of Chicago. But for the most part, I don't take too kindly to it. I want history that is verified and not verified by other people who agree with that person, but actual documentation, the historical way that you validate something that occurred, those 2 or 3 levels that you need of verification. That's all. So, I won't be watching The American Revolution. Ann said, must admit, Islam scares me. Why? Have you heard about the backlash in Britain? Yes, young folks are ignorant. Don't call them ignorant because ignorant means not knowing, so they may not know. That's true. They are ignorant of Korean border, Berlin Wall, Iron Curtain. Communists had to keep their populations prisoners, control all information. That's true. Also, did you know that, and this is not occurring, I'm trying to think of the right word so that I don't upset people. This is not occurring because they're believers in Islam. This is happening because they happen to be Islam. Militants in Nigeria are killing Christians all over the place. Nicki Minaj is going to the UN to talk about how she wants support from the U.S., from President Trump, and from other people to stop the killing of Christians in Nigeria. And it's been going on for a minute, like in the last decade. They've been killing a lot of Christians in Nigeria. And so when you watch, because I love Netflix and I watch the African TV shows, and they've got some really good shows and, dramas and movies from Nigeria. People are
being killed. Those people that you see in the show about being Christian and loving Jesus and all that, they're getting killed because of that. And so instead of thinking to yourself, oh, that's not true, find out whether or not it's true or not. Don't just decide that you want to reject it because it doesn't fit your way of thinking. And I think if we did more of that, we would get along significantly better. Ann said the trouble with socialism is that eventually you run out of other people's money. Margaret Thatcher. And she said, my hero. And I got into a bit of a dust-up the other day, too, about men and women, right? You have a woman. I choose a man. Why is it all men? Like somebody actually came up and said during the Truth Summit, why is it only men? And you know what I said to him? What do you think that I said to him? When somebody came up to me and said, well, look at the hosts. They're all men. What do you think my reply was? 833-212-1017 is the number. I mean, and I'll be glad to tell you. They asked me, why is there a panel? Now, there are other reasons why, but I'm of the thing that if you have one reason, then that one reason should be the reason. And all that other stuff is just extra stuff that don't matter and don't mean anything. In other words, if I got to come up with 5 or 10 reasons why, then that means one of those reasons by themselves is so weak that it shouldn't have made me change. Well, I got one reason, just one, why my Truth Host panel was all male.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This season, the Bucks are going for it all.
A game winner for the Greek Freak.
Go inside the team's pursuit of a championship on Locked In, the new season of the Behind the Bucks podcast, narrated by Bucks legend Marcus Johnson. Hear from the team stars on why they think they can make history. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Tracy, going back to the process, and as it relates specifically to the partnership that Old National Bank has with Housing Resource, what does the process consist of when coming through this program?
You know, it's a referral process. We work with clients that first-time homeowners that may not have the counseling that they need. They may not have the equity, the down payment that they need. So we refer them to our partners like HRI or Housing Resources, Inc., because we recognize that those organizations, they have the resources, they have the tutorial documentation and all of those things that are necessary for first-time homeowners that don't know the process, may not know the system, may not know what's required for home ownership. So working with Housing Resources Inc. and other partnerships that we have like through WIDA has been very, very advantageous, not only for us, but also the organizations, but also for the community.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Are you ready for open enrollment? Now through January 15th, you can explore affordable health insurance options if you don't already have coverage through your job, Medicare, or Medicaid. The Community Health Access Program, CHAP, helps residents find affordable plans and guides you through the enrollment process, connecting you with resources to support your family. CHAP is a program of the City of Milwaukee Health Department. Learn more at milwaukee.gov/CHAP. That is milwaukee.gov/CHAP or calling 414-286-8620.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Didn't even really wanna go, but if you get me out, you get a show. There's so many bodies on the floor, so baby, we should go and add some more. Are you down, did it down, did it down, did it down, down, down? Down, did it down, did it down, did it down, down, down? Everywhere I look at people's.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Hey, I want to remind you and let you know the Senate has agreed to pass a bill forcing the release of the Epstein files. We'll see. Is your name up in there, DJ Brother Z? What's going on? Every time I say it, he be like,
hell no.
He be looking like, he be giving me, he gives me
accusations. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Oh, not my name, Ricky Bobby? Okay.
Are you out of your damn mind?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so that's how it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all want to play?
Yes, I do. I want to play. I'm just saying. So, people are shaking in their shoes. Now, you know who Larry Summers is? Used to work for the I think the Clinton administration, or was it the Obama administration? Anyway, and he used to be president of Harvard University. Now he's on the faculty there as an economics professor. He has basically, so when some of the emails broke with Epstein, they started saying, hey, like he was having conversations with him. Hey, DJ Brother Z, that's my dude. Like email him every day, what's going on, blah, 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 conversations back and forth. And they had some pretty risque conversations. And people are like, so let me get this right. Even after this dude got convicted and got the lightest sentence known to man in Florida, you still kept talking to him and was still friends with him? Wow. And sent emails and had conversations, asked for love advice, all kind of nonsense, relationship advice. Okay, a relationship with a pedophile. Anyway, so he kept having these conversations with him. So Larry Summers, like a day or two ago, said he is, quote unquote, teaching at Harvard and removing himself from public life. So all the boards he was on, all the committees he sat on, all the foundations, all that stuff, he tapped out. I'm done. Big time Democrat. He said, I'm tapping out. Right before we release the files? Got to start looking, see who people. I think I've decided to retire. I have enough money, so I'm going to go somewhere and sit down. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. We know what's up. You know what's up? Somebody's name is in the emails, and there's information in those emails. Hey, bruh, I'll meet you Thursday, January 1st in the year 1911. I'll meet you down by the light on the corner on the left side of the street in the dark. What time your plane leaving? You're going to get all kind of crazy stuff. People that you didn't know. Oh, y'all hang out with him too? Okay.
Because I told you, and I was telling somebody, that's how white people do. When people mess up in the white community, they instantly become an individual. That's why all you hear, I believe in individual rights. I believe in your power as an individual. And when you mess up, you're an individual. The only family they got is husband or wife and children. Maybe your mother-in-law, maybe your father-in-law. That's it. And they cut everybody else off. Mess up, poof, gone. And they be going back like 20 years, just like they're trying to do this black woman who sent an email to Jeffrey Epstein like 6 years ago. Oh, my God. She sent him an email. It sounds like they're friends. What are you talking about? Like what? You sent him an email. That's the same stuff Scott Walker did, right? Some guy on his staff sent an email like 10 years prior to being on his staff, and this guy had already been on the staff for like 2 or 3 years. 10 years ago, he sent an email, and because they didn't like it, oh my God, they may not like it. So they let him go. I'm like, what? Y'all got some standards that don't make any sense to me. Your standards are perfection. You mess up one time, and you're done. Well, I know that feeling. But that's in most cases, that is why black people work so hard to be perfect and to be above everything and to be above any scrutiny. But that's also why we get challenged at every single turn because people try to find fault. And in white America and white culture, they tend to hold it against you. Yeah, but you know what he did, right? You know, like 12 years ago, he said something. 12 years ago, he did something. So, you know, you got to be careful. What? But now I understand why people don't talk in meetings and why people always agree about everything and nobody has any static. That's old school ebonics for trouble or argument. You know, there's no static. There's no nothing. The problem is everything's mediocre. Everything becomes mediocre. Talking text line, that one guy said, most of my family are big and can't physically all fit in my house. So I have to schedule different times for them to come. Ha ha. Are you saying you have a fat family? You can't say fat. I said, why can't I say fat? It's a 4-letter word, fat. Just like 4-letter words like one, big, the, and fat. Okay. Melody said the Smithsonian refused all antiquities or findings that were against the Columbus found America theory. Well, we know that that's not a theory. That's just an out and out lie. Like historically, we already know Columbus didn't discover America. You had an Italian president who wanted something Italian, and they invented Columbus discovering America. At least you know. Which is probably, we don't even celebrate Columbus Day anymore. It's Indigenous Peoples Day. Okay. Which is also an insult to me, because now you're saying that because you found me, I'm now legitimate. It's just, I don't get it. And say the quality of discourse nowadays is depressing. I miss William F. Buckley. William F. Buckley was pretty conservative, though. Not that was a bad thing or a good thing, but William F. Buckley was, yeah. I guess he was okay. He was all right. I guess he's okay. I don't know. Oh, well. 833-212-1017 is the number. Now, are you talking William F. Buckley Jr.? I'm assuming that's who you're talking about. Guy that used to work with CIA and all that other stuff and National Review. Okay. All right. I'm just saying. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Top 5 at 5 is coming up in a little bit.
Coming with straight truth.
Everything got a message. I'll say this. Y'all can't be tired if y'all still messing with the negative energy. Every day I get on and say, the power of the tongue. Your impulsive negative thoughts, reacting, and these kids watching you reacting all wild and crazy. The programming you watching on TV, the music. And now, like Security Mike said, it's popular to pop somebody. It's popular now. And these kids coming back to somebody's house. They coming to eat a meal at somebody's house. They hanging out with somebody in the neighborhood who got a house, who paying the rent. They hanging out with you. They may be your relative. They may be your buddy. That social acceptance is there. Understand what I'm saying? So when we really tired, we gonna cut it off. We gonna stop it.
Tune in to all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows all day, every day by downloading the Truth app.
Dad's gonna be far side, good.
What should I do with my dress?
Do little wiggles.
The slate's coming in.
What does it feel like when you're down or having a bad day?
It feels sad, like you just don't want to do anything.
All my little emotions in my head is just running crazy. I don't know what to do.
As a teacher or coach, do you ever feel overwhelmed supporting kids' mental health?
I had never experienced players being so down that they can't even participate.
You're just in tears in the huddle. I didn't know what to do.
Teachers need tons of help.
Kids Mental Health Foundation offers educational materials to help guide conversations with our students.
It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts because kids' mental health starts with all of us. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
I'm Angela Bassett. As a first responder on screen, I know what it means to act fast in an emergency. In real life, the same urgency can save lives, especially when it comes to a food allergy. For 33 million Americans, one bite can turn an ordinary meal into a life-threatening reaction. And too often, they don't have the one thing that could save them: epinephrine. But emergencies don't wait. And when a severe reaction happens, being prepared makes all the difference. Now, there's a needle-free option, a new way to carry epinephrine that makes it easier than ever to be ready. No needles, no hesitation, because when the unexpected happens, the best thing you can do is be ready. Know the risk, know the options. Be ready to act. Learn more at foodallergy.org/ready-to-act.
Get the truth and nothing but the truth with Sherwin Hughes every weekday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on 1017 FM, 1510 a.m. WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. Fans at the Milwaukee Public Museum have one more year to enjoy it. The museum will remain open for all of 2026, while construction on the new Nature and Culture Museum of Wisconsin is being completed. To celebrate, the museum will host a year-long celebration of their greatest hits, with themes focused on the museum's most iconic and beloved exhibits, including the streets of Old Milwaukee. The last day to visit the current museum will be January 3rd, 2027. The new museum is set to open in the spring of 2027. Over 70 cities across the Badger State will receive funding to improve drinking water quality. Governor Tony Evers and the Department of Natural Resources announced more than $280 million has been allocated for financial assistance through the Safe Drinking Water Loan Program. The funding will help cities with water infrastructure projects, including those that address contaminants such as PFAS and nitrates. Municipalities will start receiving the funding over the next year. A DoorDash driver charged with killing a Canadian tourist in Sheboygan Falls pled not guilty in court Monday afternoon. 35-year-old Luis Cruz Burgos is charged with the first-degree reckless homicide for the murder of Giovanni Robinson from Ontario back in September. Robinson was visiting with friends on a golf outing when investigators say they attempted to negotiate a ride home from a bar. As they were walking away, someone fired the gunshot that killed Robinson from a car registered to Cruz Burgos. He's due back in court for a scheduling conference in January. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris continues on the new 1017 The Truth.
bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. You know, next time I send an email, I got to remember, next time somebody get in trouble, did I email them? Did I send them a text? Yeah, so-and-so got arrested and they took their phone. Like, oops. Sorry. It wasn't me. Somebody stole my phone for 10 minutes that day and sent a message. It was not me. No, this Epstein stuff is going to get people, folks going to get, they're going to get called out. They're going to get, I don't know. I don't get it. Oh, well.
Number 5.
This from CBS 58. Want to say congratulations to the city council. They're doing their job. Changes on the way after multiple deadly fires in buildings without sprinklers, including one just last week. Alderman Peter Burgella said people are dying because the government has allowed these buildings to exist for 50 years. It's far past time to get the upgrades that we know save lives in the buildings that we need them. That didn't make any sense. Anyway, yesterday, local leaders presented a new ordinance that would require landlords to provide tenants with a document that could save the lives of their tenants. We want a separate document. Just like with the lead paint disclosure, it's a separate form that you have to sign and acknowledge where it's not buried in the fine print. This would only be for residential buildings built before 1974 that have more than 16 units or are more than 3 stories. However, that would only amount to 750 buildings in Milwaukee. Alderman Burgella said that's mitigating the risk and trying to save or protect as many people as we can with what we have. Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky and the Department of Neighborhood Services have been working together on creating a database of all the buildings in Milwaukee that don't have fire sprinklers. Let's do it like this. Let's do it like this. Because the commissioner of DNS said that roughly 30,000 to 40,000 residents in Milwaukee are living in buildings without sprinklers. And then department doesn't have the capacity. We don't have 27 fire inspectors. We don't have enough to do it all. So here's what you do. This is a free one. City Council, hope you're listening. pass an ordinance. First of all, no, you got to do this simultaneously. Pass an ordinance that's effective 18 months from now, that every building that has, what was it, that was built before 1974 and has more than 16 units must have sprinklers by then. That's it. We don't need to identify them. We don't need to have them in. You need to send us a notice. Fill out this form that says we have the sprinklers. Here's the sprinkler. Here's the company where we got them from, and all that. Whatever technical information you need. That's it. Then you can go around and start checking all those places to see if you have them. And over about the span of about 2 or 3 years, you should be able to cover enough buildings to find out whether or not they have it. And then when you find them $5,000. Make the fine $5,000. You could pay $5,000 to get sprinklers, or you can pay $5,000 to get sprinklers after you pay the $5,000 fine. And then it'll get done. Because fire prevention and fire detection, that's all cute and that's fine, but clearly it's not working. You tell every single house, every single landlord, you have to have a working fire detector. You have to have a working gas, carbon monoxide detector, period. End of story. When the tenant removes it, the tenant is either has to pay more in rent, landlord by removing it, then reporting them. The landlord has already put it in, put where they put it in, and put the serial number of the device, and so that's done. And that's it. They got them all these problems and going through all this trouble and trying to make it bigger than it really is. We're not going to try to locate them and try to find out where they are and try to find out. No, you know the building that you're in. You have X amount, or else we're coming around and we're going to check your building. And when we don't find them, we're going to fine you. Me, I'd make it $5,000 a day. That's what I would do. And then that way you don't have a problem. That problem will go away.
Number 4.
Dear Rockwell. Well, Rockwell Automation announced today plans to build a new manufacturing site in southeastern Wisconsin, and it has the potential to be the company's largest manufacturing campus in the world. This is from Fox6Now.com. The planned facility would offer more than 1 million square feet of manufacturing and warehouse space. The company said it would be equipped with advanced automation, robots, and digital systems, including artificial intelligence and analytical tools. Now, here's the weird part. Well, no, let me keep going. Blake Moret, their CEO and chair, said designing a new facility presents the opportunity to create the future of industrial operations with highly orchestrated production. We're expanding our U.S. manufacturing footprint with advanced production capability that supports growth and performance with the latest Rockwell technologies and solutions. So here's what I would ask. Number one, because your global headquarters is in Milwaukee, right there on 2nd and Greenfield, what I would ask you to do is build it as close to Milwaukee as possible, so that we can create jobs in Milwaukee as close as possible. Number two, start a program to start training high school students and middle school students to be able to get the jobs in manufacturing, the college graduates to get jobs in manufacturing, to supervise the place, manage the place, direct the place, or do the work. Is that okay? That is my ask to one of the best corporate partners in Wisconsin, Rockwell Automation.
Number 3.
From WISN.com, I said it before. DJ Brother Z, I know you think I'm crazy, but remember we was talking about cars and trees? But now it's motorcycles and trees. Muskego police said a falling tree hit and killed a 39-year-old woman riding on a motorcycle on Saturday. The crash happened along Tanz Road about 3:15 in the afternoon. According to police, the victim was a passenger on the motorcycle. She died on scene after being hit by a falling tree. Police said the motorcycle driver, 51-year-old
man called 911 and stayed on the scene after the crash. Family identified the victim to WISN 12 News as Stacy Quaid. They said Quaid was a mother of two, worked in marketing, but bartended at the Lodge in Muskego as a side gig. That's unfortunate. Close family friends set up a GoFundMe page to help with funeral expenses and help supporting her two children. Wow. What is it with trees? So let me say, I got to avoid people weaving around the road and driving recklessly. I got to avoid OWI drivers. I got to avoid people high on THC. I got to avoid people high on pills. And I got to avoid trees. Okay. That makes sense.
Number 2.
From WISN.com, one person has been killed in a fatal shooting early this morning on the north side. The shooting occurred around 2:30 a.m. at 31st and West Atkinson Avenue in Old North Milwaukee neighborhood. Responding officers found a 28-year-old who had been shot and died on the scene. Video from the scene showed officers blocking off the intersection in heavy rain as they worked to collect evidence and document the area. Police say the investigation is ongoing. No arrests have been made. And anyone with information is urged to call Milwaukee Police at 414-935-7360, or if you wish to remain anonymous, contact Crime Stoppers at 414-224-TIPS.
Number 1.
Well, you heard it, but I don't really understand it because they're at it again. It was a packed house with standing room only at Kenosha's Common Council meeting last night as many residents expressed their concerns with what? A proposed data center on the northwest side of the Highway 142 and Interstate 94. This story from WISN.com. People, after speaking out against the data center during the public comment, said they called on the city council to put an immediate halt to the project. Any person that supports this data center and continues to support any construction of it is a traitor to Kenoshans, one resident said. Those in opposition came with a list of concerns. Picking one is hard. Obviously, environmental impacts, water usage, which we've already shown that they don't use as much water as people are saying. It's kind of weird, but our Great Lakes are a very precious resource for our entire country. Somebody else said Microsoft purchased land not too far from the Mars Cheese Castle back in January, and it's already been rezoned for a data center. Kenosha mayor said nothing is a zero, but there's virtually little impact to the environment. This is actually going to be something that's more helpful for Kenosha's long-term growth. When asked if the project was too far along for residents' concerns to be heard, the mayor said, no, first of all concerns should be heard. That's why I took the time to meet with a number of those individuals to make sure that they did get their questions answered. We've been very transparent and forthright with this. Microsoft is no stranger. The tech giant is currently building 2 other massive data centers in Mount Pleasant. Third project in Caledonia was recently canceled after citizens there pushed back. And here's what's going to happen. When your taxes go up, and when your land doesn't appreciate the way that you want it to, you're going to look back and go, we could have had, yeah, you could have had it, but now you can't. Your taxes could actually go down. If they meet all the benchmarks and get the tax credits from the state of Wisconsin, they could create jobs for the next 20, 30 years. But for some reason, we seem to have a problem with that. In a statement, Microsoft spokesperson said, we're fully committed to advancing and operating data centers responsibly in a way that strengthens local communities and generates economic opportunity for the area. And I think the economic opportunity for the area, think about what's going to be around the data center. Somebody's got to keep it running. Somebody's got to keep it going. They're going to need security. They're going to need technicians. They're going to need maintenance. And guess what? If you work around there and you have a business, they got to have somewhere to eat. I'm just saying. So there's a lot of things that we have to remember in business that will actually help. Are there negatives that come with business? Absolutely. Absolutely. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. I guess what I'm trying to tell you is don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. On Tuesday night, the Milwaukee Panthers return home to take on the Dominican University Stars.
Jovanovic free throw line. Backs down DeVries with a left-hand dribble. Feeds, fires, and scores. Hubbard as well on the floor. Aguilar in. Bulldog scoops and scores. Two tough ones for Amar Aguilar.
Scott Warris has the coverage Tuesday starting at 5:30 on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 6 o'clock.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin always have the winning game plan. Check out the championship caliber play call this month. A whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month. And get this, 0% interest for up to 6 years. That's like running a drive that keeps moving the chains with no penalties and no interest. And I can tell you from my experience, Pella Windows actually stop the drafts. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. Think about it. Energy savings, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 11/30 of 2025.
Ready to hit the road in your new car? At Brewery Credit Union, we make it easy with affordable payment options on auto loans designed to fit your budget. Whether it's a brand new ride or the perfect used vehicle, we'll help you get behind the wheel faster. With flexible terms, quick approvals, and personalized service you can trust. Don't wait. Start your journey today. Apply online at brewerycu.com or visit us at Brewery Credit Union. Federally insured by NCUA.
At Heart of Canal Street, for over 30 years, our hearts have been set on making a difference for children in our community. Now through December 10th, we invite you to share your heart by playing the Canal Street Bingo game at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Every time you play this special bingo game, you're helping to raise funds for children's charities in southeastern Wisconsin. Learn more at potawatomi.com/heart.
Every child deserves a school that sees their brilliance. At Milwaukee College Prep, they believe in high expectations, strong character, and academic excellence starting as early as age of 3. MCP scholars continue to outperform their peers across Milwaukee. And the best part about it all, Milwaukee College Prep is tuition free. If you're looking for a school that partners with you, challenges your child, and prepares them for college and beyond, Milwaukee College Prep is the place. Visit MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com to learn more. That's MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Feels like these walls are about to break. Crash in the darkness. Who I see in the mirror is not the same. I'm just getting started. Watch me shake off the dust.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. They got news out about Giannis, y'all. Uh-oh. As they say, uh-oh. From JS Online, the Milwaukee Bucks have yet to provide a formal update on the left groin strain Giannis suffered in the first half of the team's 118-106 loss to the Cleveland Cavaliers on yesterday. But head coach Doc Rivers said that Giannis will be out 1 to 2 weeks. He had an MRI once the team was back in Milwaukee on today, and it went pretty well. The team's in-house, he said on the team's in-house radio show, I don't know what grade it is, but I know it's not a bad one. So that's good news for us. But yet it's still probably 2 weeks he'll be out, and we'll see, hopefully less, but most likely in that area. That's got to hurt. That's got to hurt. That's why I'm not a basketball player. Maybe because I can't play basketball. I've never liked basketball. Miss Smith on the talking text line said, I'm not following your logic today. It depends on what a person does. Let's not conflate a mistake with crimes against children and young men and women. How about crime, period, is bad? It don't matter if it's against children or young men or women. You're not more culpable because you're an adult if you're a victim. Well, you know, I'm an adult now, so you can take advantage of me, but if I'm not an adult, you can't. No. How about not take advantage of anybody? So I don't understand. I sent her a note back and said, I'm unclear what you're pushing back against. And then I spelled you're wrong. Y-U-apostrophe-R-E. What you laughing at? DJ Brother Z laughing at me like, dumb. So, at least I admit it. At least I embrace it. At least I read it on the radio. Yep. I wrote it wrong. You know, we keep hearing all these things that happen in public schools in Milwaukee as if the media has just decided to pretend like, you know, it's not really. Oh, it is, but it isn't. You know, it's kind of, and so one of the issues I have is that we need to address bias. We need to address bias in the media because we pretend like there's no bias. We pretend like there's no issue, when in fact there really is. And until we deal with it, I think we're going to always, quote unquote, pretend like, oh, it's not a problem, it's not an issue. But it is. And there's a story that I'm looking at that had I not clicked, I don't remember seeing it on the news anywhere, and I watched the news today. From JS Online, a 17-year-old's been accused of making threats against Hamilton High School in Sussex. Nolan Dwyer of Sussex was charged as an adult November 13th. Today is the 18th. That's 5 days ago. In Waukesha County Circuit Court with one felony count of making terrorist threats, and if convicted, he could do 3.5 years and $10,000 fine or both. Made his initial court appearance on the 13th, free on $2,500 signature bond, is scheduled for prelim. Mark Powers, who's listed as Dwyer's attorney in online records, did not immediately answer a call. According to the complaint, Waukesha County Sheriff's Department responded to CESA on Paul Road in the city of Milwaukee for a complaint that a student had threatened to commit a school shooting. A teacher told the deputy she heard Dwyer tell other students that he was not going back to his former school district and that if he did, he would shoot up the school. The teacher said Dwyer was referring to Hamilton High School. The teacher repeatedly told Dwyer to stop talking like that, but he continued, the complaint said. He said he would walk down the halls or into the office and start shooting. He also said he was serious, indicating that he hates the school and made gunshot noises. The student also told Dwyer that isn't something to joke about. That's what the teacher said. Dwyer initially admitted to the deputy that he had made such statements, but said he had a lot going on in his head, both at school and personally, and that he did not have access to a gun. That's according to the complaint. Dwyer then backtracked and said he wouldn't do such a thing. He'd not made any threats. The teacher was lying. He also said there were no other students around who could have heard him say such a thing. Dwyer's mother told deputies she owns a handgun, but said it was locked up and that Dwyer didn't have access to it. She also told the deputy that she wanted to get rid of the gun and planned to sell it to a firearms store. How convenient. How convenient. So my question is, where's this story been for 5 days? Like, where's this story been?
I think I saw it on like Fox 6's website earlier today.
Fox 6's website earlier today. That's my point. It happened on the 13th. Not only did the kid get arrested, you know that made the news, that made social media, right? Somewhere. He got arrested. He got charged. He got arraigned. Nothing. For 5 days? This is what I talk about when I say the media is biased. They are 100% totally biased. And I don't understand why people don't understand the bias of the media. This is the kind of thing that I'm talking about. So I went searching, right? And if you have any thoughts, 833-212-1017 is the number. I'm going to talk about media bias when we come back. I'm going to tell you the types of bias that you need to be on the lookout for when you hear something, when people read a story, when they do a story, all that. Right? Now, let's be honest. I have my own biases, but I at least admit it. But I'm going to tell you about the 16 types, I'll cover a few of them, of bias that you need to be aware of so that even when you're talking to people, one of the reasons why people can't agree and that we don't believe in freedom of speech, it's not just media bias, it's personal bias. And now with 1017 The Truth Traffic, our final traffic check of the day, here's Debbie Lazica.
Couple of problems on the roads. Highway 100 southbound, just south of Capitol Drive. We do have the left lane blocked with a crash, so that's going to be backing things up a bit. Onto the freeway, we do have one on the ramp from 894 eastbound to 94 southbound, still with the right lane closed in the Mitchell interchange. That is going to be affecting your ride eastbound on 894, basically from 92nd Street all the way through to the Mitchell interchange. Beyond that, we do have our usual delays on southbound 41 from Good Hope Road all the way down to Capitol Drive. Northbound solid from Mayfair Road all the way up past Silver Spring. And southbound 43 not really where you want to be at the moment. From Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette. You're going to be solid right now on the brakes, and those continue all the way down past the Kinnickinnic River. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, becoming partly cloudy, a low of 36. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a high of 45. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazica on 1017 The Truth.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
To help those who want to be helped but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Today's College Month Spotlight on the award-winning 1017 The Truth is brought to you by Marquette University, and I am so excited to be joined by sophomore at Marquette, Kennedy Luckett, who is the first Wade Scholarship Award recipient, and she received that award live on the Today Show. Kennedy, thanks for joining us here today. How you doing?
I'm doing really good.
That is fantastic. Let's get right into it. Why did you choose to become a Marquette Golden Eagle?
I chose to be a Golden Eagle because even when I was applying, the emails they sent me seemed very personable. They really wanted me there. They were even letting me know about like scholarship opportunities. They were letting me know about honors programs, so they let me know about honors and stuff like that. It just seemed like they really wanted me to be there, and they really wanted to inform me about all they had to offer. And that is very important to me because I didn't want to go to like a super large school. I wanted to be able to connect with my professors, which I've had the opportunity to do. I didn't want to seem too drowned out by everybody else. I wanted to really get the connections things that I could be able to use. And Marquette definitely showed me they wanted me there and that they could do that.
That is fantastic. I know Marquette goes the extra mile to make sure students understand what that Marquette experience is going to be. But what has been your favorite part about being a student at Marquette so far?
My favorite part has been how walkable the campus is. It's super beautiful. I love just walking and going on walks. And I feel like safe in the campus. You can't just like go walking everywhere, you know? So being able to just do that on my campus is really nice. And then also like the different connections I get to make, like even being able to get a Wade scholarship and meeting Dwayne Wade, I was like, whoa, that's super cool.
That is so cool that you had that experience to meet the Dwayne Wade, but also enjoying your experience on campus at Marquette University. Thank you so much, Kennedy, for joining us here today.
Thank you.
And this has been your College Scholarship Month Spotlight with Marquette University right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
This Associated Bank Sports Center update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Milwaukee Bucks lost 118-106 on the road to the Cleveland Cavaliers Monday night. Giannis Antetokounmpo was limited to 14 minutes after leaving the game with a groin strain. The Greek Freak was undergoing an MRI today to see the severity of the injury. Green Bay Packers running back Josh Jacobs is considered week to week after additional tests Monday showed no structural damage to the knee he injured in Sunday's win against the New York Giants. Jacobs left in the first half and was ruled out for the rest of the game. Packers head coach Matt LaFleur expressed initial concerns about the injury after Sunday's game, but on Monday he said there's a chance Jacob could be playing this weekend against the Minnesota Vikings. This True Sports Update was brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
One of my favorite songs by Sting. Zach just shaking his head like, that's pitiful. He don't even know the music. Like, who's Sting? The Police? Who's that? Am I making fun of you?
No, this song's garbage, though.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't like it. He has better songs.
Yes, he does. But that's one of my favorite songs.
I feel bad for you.
If you want to know how to write a song in terms of cadence and, you know, the chorus and the melody and all that, there's a song he wrote called Every Breath You Take. If you were teaching how to write a song, you would play Every Breath You Take for them. It is the most basic, like, song you could ever teach somebody how to write. If you could write a song and follow the cadence of Every Breath You Take, you could probably write. Just like a movie. If you follow the cadence of Star Wars in a movie and then pattern everything, okay, this happens at this point in a movie and that happens at that point in a movie, boop, you got a great movie. Well, that's all they do. Because most of the songs and most of the music and most of the movies all follow the same thing. And the bad part about it, we know that it's going to do it. And we still listen to it and we still follow it. And we still. So before the break, we were talking about this old-fashioned thing called, I don't know, bias. And everybody has it. And everybody does it. So what is bias? Like really, what is bias? Because we should have heard about this 17-year-old being charged with shooting threats when it happened. Instead, we heard about it 5 days later after he was arraigned and released on bail. $2,500 bail. If that had been a black kid in Milwaukee, what would the bail have been? I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. So, types of bias. Let's look at the types of bias. Elite versus populace, right? You're either biased towards what the group thinks, or you're biased towards what the elite think, right? The rich people versus the people. There's photo bias, there's flawed bias, there's negativity bias. I don't care how positive something is. Somebody got to find something negative about it. Somebody got to find something wrong with it. There's mind reading. Oh, I know what you're thinking. You really don't. There's ad hominem attacks. You just stupid. You're an idiot. Why? I don't really know. I just don't like them. Oh, okay. There's subjectively qualifying adjectives. What is a subjective qualifying adjective? Well, journalists can reveal bias when they include things in front of specific words. When the words that characterize or attribute specific properties to a noun, right? Like it's a serious allegation versus a person that made an allegation. You know, made a massive mistake versus just a mistake. That makes sense? Because when you read it, you go, oh my goodness, and it's not really that big of a deal. Making opinion statements presented as fact. If you don't say, well, I believe, or I think, or in my opinion, you can read the news and you'll think it's actually the news when in fact. Or you can say, oh, he'll probably get arrested, and that's not part of the story. You'll think that person's going to get arrested, and when they don't, you're like outraged. What about unsubstantiated claims? You know, word on the street is, you could throw that out. Then you got placement. You either got story placement or viewpoint placement, right? How you feel about it, you only put it in certain places so it only gets positive feedback. Or you know somebody's going to get upset about it, or you know somebody's going to get mad about it, so you put the story there. You know how when you scroll through news stories on websites and a certain thing pops up and you look at it and go, why did that pop up? I don't like that. Well, that's story placement. Then you got story choice. Okay, I got 20 to choose from. Instead of putting out 20 in, I'm going to pick the 2 that I think are the best because I like them or I think they convey the story that I want to convey. That's how I look at climate change, because climate change, when global warming didn't work and the data didn't add up, they just moved it to climate change. And then everybody said, well, I agree. And that's the only way they get their funding from the National Science Foundation and the National Institutes of Health. So you have to agree, you have to be in consensus, and then everybody gets their money, and everybody just pushes this whole narrative. Not thinking it through that, well, what's the other side of people who don't agree, and what do they say? Oh, you can't listen to them. If you listen to them, you're wrong, you're terrible. It's the equivalent of not liking somebody and you find out they're Jewish, so then the person automatically calls you anti-Semitic. Well, no, I just don't like that person. No, you're anti-Semitic. Huh? You're anti-Christian. Well, it's not that I'm anti-Christian, I'm just pro this. Oh, no, you can't. Some people just think that way. Then there's bias by omission. A viewpoint, information, a story. Sort of like what you just saw with the story from Hamilton, Sussex. Their west suburb reporter just decided, I guess, it gets in. But, the editors did that. The editors decided what ran and what didn't. So you got all this stuff happening in Milwaukee, all the shootings, and then to pile on with Hamilton, Sussex, I guess somebody decided don't run the story, and then it ran today. Well, we're not going to run the story until after he's charged and this and that. He got charged 5 days ago. The story shows it got updated today. What happened to 5 days ago? What was going on the 13th that you felt that this story couldn't be posted? That's what I'm talking about. That's an omission. Omission of information. Omission of a story. And reporters do this all the time. They don't run stories in their neighborhoods. They don't make their neighborhoods look bad. Where's all the stories from the South Side? All hell's breaking loose on the South Side. You haven't heard one story that came out unless it was so egregious that it broke and somebody else was going to break it first, so they broke it. South of Oklahoma Avenue. South of Cleveland. Nothing. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why suburbs don't make it to the news. You don't think there are burglaries and robberies and all that stuff going on in suburbs? There is. Look at Mequon. They got a ring from another country that's going through breaking into basketball players' homes and social media influencers' homes and rich people and celebrities. They don't care. How long did that have to happen before they broke it? Well, because it was their neighborhood. And then there's sensationalism. We're just going to sensationalize the story. We're going to make it bigger than it actually really is. And that's what you see on CNN when they talk about Donald Trump and on Fox News Channel when they talk about Biden or when they talk about Kamala Harris, former vice president. They sensationalize it. Well, can you believe she did this? Can you believe he did that? He used an auto pen. All presidents do. You know how much crap you got to sign in a day? That's crazy. You spend your entire life signing stuff. And so he gives his okay to say, hey, these are the ones that are yes, these are the ones that are rejected. And then they take the auto pen and go, and they sign them all, and we're done. But then there's slant. So what is slant? Slant is a form of media bias in which journalists highlight or play up one particular angle or piece of information, you know how bad Milwaukee is, with a news story. Cherry-picking information or data to support one side or ignoring another perspective, like the guy who said he wanted to shoot up a school in Hamilton, Sussex, but we'll just pretend like it didn't happen. And slants prevent readers from getting the full story or narrows the scope of understanding. It is closely linked to bias by omission because it often involves omitting one side, perspective, or piece of information. Now, mine was the fact that they just forgot to run the story till it didn't matter. Now, let me be transparent. I've done that as a public information officer. When bad things broke and bad things happened and made the police department look bad or look culpable, or look vulnerable, I made sure I released it. I think the best one I did is I released it on Election Day at like 7 o'clock when I was leaving out. And so the polls closed at 8. I got off at 7 because I worked 11 to 7. And when I got off, I faxed the story to everybody, and the person that had the exclusive had to run the story. They wanted to run it the next day or a couple of days later. I, in fact, released it, and then it got buried because they read about it in the, they had to cover it in the 10 o'clock news, but it was also election night. So I've done it, but that was more so the release of information. But when you're reporting it, I would expect you to just report it straight. But then there's spin. Journalists selectively choose which facts to represent, use vague language in order to support or control a particular narrative. This type of bias describes the way in which a journalist writes using a combination of types of bias, sensationalism, slant, word choice, in order to leave a desired impression on the reader. Now, Fox News has significant bias. CNN has significant bias, but it's recognizable. You kind of get it. When the chips are down and the story is important enough, you kind of get the same story from both of those. MSNBC, in my opinion, I'm only speaking from opinion, they spin everything. They want you to leave with this impression. Everybody there says the same thing. Everybody there follows the same thing. They don't even invite people in they differ with, from what I've seen. I'm sure they have. Spin is a form of media that clouds a reader's judgment, preventing them from getting an accurate and precise understanding of what happened. In the early 20th century, public relations and advertising executives were known as spin doctors. They would use vague language or make unsupportable claims in order to promote a product or service or idea, downplaying the alternative views in order to control the perception of a product, event, or issue. You know what the biggest one that happened in the 20th century that they got burned on? Tobacco. Somebody had to sue and they had to pass legislation to put on the side of a pack of cigarettes that this product may be hazardous to your health and may cause cancer. After you saw movie after movie after movie after movie after movie of people standing there smoking cigarettes. The wild part about it, the cigarettes didn't have filters. It wasn't like you were puffing on a cigar or puffing, right? You can still get addicted and you can still quite possibly get some type of form of cancer. But it's in my words, it's less. Notice I didn't say markedly less or significantly less, but it's less than smoking and inhaling cigarettes into your lungs. And I'm not a medical doctor, so don't hold me to that. but they out and out lied. No filter. Like when I was growing up, I don't even know if they still make them, Pall Malls. These things were basically tobacco, and they put some paper around it and said, here. I don't know what was in them cigarettes. People smoked. It was terrible. But what I found out is the one type of cigarette that people become addicted to with tobacco is menthol. So Cools, I used to wonder, why does everybody smoke Cools? Well, they were menthol. And for some reason, people would become addicted to cigarettes with menthol. Well, now they put it on the package, and now we have everything. That's called spin. What kind of words would you hear before we go to break? Emerge, serious, refuse, critical, high stakes, a high stakes meeting. Critical, major, meaningful, right? Those type of words that are used, but they really don't mean anything. Kind of like me.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Need a way to hype up your day?
This is Lorenzo.
Lorenzo, you just won $5,000!
What would you do with $5,000?
That's free for a couple months.
Yes!
There you go.
Yes.
Y'all just made me happy.
Stay tuned into 1017 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
Can we hold something?
Y'all holler back at y'all.
I got money now.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. As an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing Coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing Coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axhousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe Coaches are here to help.
Ready to move? Find your next home with Odom Investments and Property Management. Beautiful rentals, great locations, and professional service. All the way Odom Way. Call 855-ODOM-WAY. That's 855-ODOM-WAY. Or 855-636-6929. Your home is waiting.
Your big night deserves more than just music. Prom, homecoming, graduation, weddings, corporate gatherings. Every occasion deserves a soundtrack that elevates the moment. I'm Kyrie, DJ Ree Maniac Brooks, community leader and your dedicated DJ. From the very first consultation to the last track, I'll make sure every detail aligns with your vision. For more information about how you can make your event unforgettable, visit www.djreemaniac.com. That's www.djreemaniac.com. Make your event an experience with DJ Ree Maniac.
We believe that self-care isn't selfish. I'm Maddie from Sweet Talks, a woman-owned and operated medical spa fostering self-love and confidence. We believe that beauty is about feeling empowered from within, and it's truly a passion for our team at Sweet Talks. Your goals are our goals. Our services go beyond injectables, including facials, lasers, medical weight loss, hormone therapy, and more. There's even a cafe, complimentary to all patients. Get started today at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
I'm looking at these cigarettes, dude. I'm like, whoa. So they're saying 18 to 20 milligrams of nicotine is bad for you. Marlboro has the highest amount of nicotine with like 13.1. But then it had another one in here that I had never heard of. Some American Spirit, may be more addictive than other cigarettes, and many varieties of the brand have high levels of nicotine, according to a study. Because that's why I don't smoke cigarettes. Interesting. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Tori Lowe Show's coming up next. Make sure you hang out for the best in Milwaukee Black Talk. I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks to everybody on the talk and text line. Appreciate you. See, LT finally showed up. And everybody going on. So want to say thank you. God bless. Take care. Hey, what's up, Sincere? Kwanda, Dimitri, everybody. Have a great evening. Thank you, DJ Brother Z. Appreciate you. Have a great day. I'm out.
Be quiet.